Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitske. And we begin with breaking news, a shot of hope for Kern County, quite literally. COVID vaccines have arrived in the Golden Empire. Now 17's Eitan Wallace joins us live inside Kern Medical, where the first vaccine is set to be administered any moment. Let's take it over to him.
Yeah, the first shipment of these Pfizer vaccines arrived this morning, and now we are inside the A wing here at Kern Medical, where in just a few moments, Dr. Arash Haydari, he is the Director of Infectious Disease Fellowship here at Kern Medical. He's going to receive he's going to be the first person to receive the first shot here in Kern County. In the meantime, let's take it over to Dr. Royce Johnson here.
There may be some bumps in the road as we go forward as trying to eradicate this virus. It does require significant participation from a large segment of the population to make that happen. So I hope everyone will understand that we, at this point in history, view this vaccine as being safe and effective. I can't tell you for sure that there wouldn't be some long-term consequences, but I have really no doubt that the long-term consequences, if any, are going to pale by comparison to what we have going on in our community today. So with that, thank you very much.
A wing here, where we're just waiting for Dr. Arash Haydari. He's the Director of Infectious Disease Fellowship here at Kern Medical. He's going to be the first person in Kern County to receive that vaccine. I spoke to Dr. Haydari just a few moments ago. He says that he is definitely looking forward to receiving this vaccine. He has been at the forefront of treating coronavirus, he told me, since March, and he wants to make a public example here. He's the first, he volunteered. He wants to be a public example to say, hey, this vaccine is safe. And here he is. He is about to receive the vaccine here. Again, Dr. Arash Haydari, he's the Director of the Infectious Disease Fellowship here at Kern Medical, ready to receive that first vaccine in Kern County. Let's listen in.
I just want to say it is an honor and privilege to give Dr. Haydari's vaccine today. The pandemic first hit our soil here in Kern County. We were the ones that stepped up, and we went and stopped patients for residency vaccine. This guy's been a true hero in this community, and it is my honor to give you your vaccine.
There it is, folks. There it is. The first person in Kern County receiving the COVID Pfizer vaccine. That was Dr. Arash Haydari. He is the Director of Infectious Disease Fellowship here at Kern Medical. Now, in total, this first shipment, Dr. Haydari says, is about 2,000 doses here at Kern Medical, about 5,800 or so, just over 5,800 in Kern County in total. Now, this is a Pfizer vaccine, and the Pfizer vaccine, as a reminder, is a two-shot vaccine. That means Dr. Haydari and everyone else who will receive this vaccine, they're going to get it a first time, and then to ensure effectiveness, they must get it in 21 days, and then they believe in 28 days after that first shot, you will reach immunity. That's what Dr. Haydari told me just before coming on the news at noon. Now, tonight on 17 News at 5, I will have reaction not just from Kern Medical, but from the other hospitals as well, Adventist Health and Dignity Health here in Kern County. They, too, receiving the vaccines today. We'll have that at 5. In the meantime, let's send it back to you, Nicole.
Well, other hospitals across Kern County are also receiving shipments of the vaccine. This morning, Adventist Health Bakersfield gave us an up-close look at the COVID-19 vaccine as they got them off the truck and loaded them into their freezer. Adventist Health received roughly 1,500 vaccines to be administered for healthcare workers, and even more shipments are expected in the coming days. And Dignity Health has received their first shipment of the COVID-19 vaccine. The hospital says they will begin administering the shots to hospital workers as soon as just in a couple of hours. Public Health has also received their shipment of the vaccine. And an FDA advisory committee is meeting right now to discuss whether to recommend that Moderna's coronavirus vaccine be authorized for emergency use. Today's meeting comes just 2 days after the agency released its analysis of the vaccine, which they found to be 94.5% effective and safe. The committee will vote later this afternoon on whether the FDA should grant emergency use authorization. While the FDA does not have to follow the panel's recommendations, it typically does. If authorized, officials say nearly 6 million doses will be shipped across the U.S. in the beginning of the next week. It would also be the nation's second authorized coronavirus vaccine. And the meeting comes as the United States surpasses 17 million coronavirus cases. That's according to data from NBC News. So far, the country has seen over 17 million positive COVID-19 cases and more than 308,000 COVID-related deaths since tracking began earlier this year. Yesterday, the U.S. saw its highest numbers of the pandemic yet. NBC's news totaled over 232,000 COVID-19 cases with more than 3,200 deaths for the day. Those numbers top the last single-day record for both reported cases and reported deaths set back on December 10th. And a new study says COVID-19 has become the leading cause of death in the U.S. That's according to Virginia Commonwealth University. Researchers found that by October, coronavirus had become the third leading cause of death among adults between 45 and 84, and the second for people over 85. But since then, the daily death toll has tripled, and the virus is now the country's #1 killer. To put it in perspective, about 1,700 Americans die from heart disease every day. 1,600 die from cancer, and over 2,400 die from COVID-19. The researchers say the daily COVID mortality rate is equivalent to lives lost in the September 11th attacks occurring every day and a half. And here at home, Kern Public Health reporting 1,120 new cases along with 6 new deaths. More than 22,000 people are isolating at home while 311 remain in the hospital, along with 62 people in the ICU with more severe symptoms. 476 people have lost their life to the virus since March. Right now, 895 people are testing positive each day, and we're still seeing the effects from the Thanksgiving holiday. Over 12,000 people have tested positive since then. That number is more than the total number of cases for September and October combined. And we told you last week how local restaurants are taking a stand against the governor's stay-at-home order requiring restaurants to shut down indoor and outdoor operations and do delivery and takeout only. Yesterday, those restaurants followed through on their lawsuit. 35 local restaurants filed their suit yesterday against Governor Gavin Newsom and the administration. The suit claims the governor acted independently without consulting the legislator and did not properly consider alternative solutions. This comes as Senate Republican leader Shannon Grove, along with bipartisan lawmakers, sent a letter to the governor urging him to reclassify the food service industry as critical infrastructure. And a new study shows COVID-19 infection is more likely to come from within your home than anywhere else. The University of Florida report looked at the results of 54 studies across 20 countries that included nearly 78,000 subjects. They found more than 1 in 3, roughly 38% of COVID-19 patients passed the virus to their spouses or significant others that they live with. Health experts have urged those who have COVID-19 to wear a mask in their home and isolate within their home as much as possible. And just a reminder that the Latino COVID-19 Task Force launched a new mental health hotline this week to help those struggling during the pandemic. Now, the hotline connects those with COVID-19 concerns with mental health experts, health counselors, and other resources. The hotline is available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Conversations are confidential and anonymous. That number is 525-5900. And a reminder, testing remains an important part of keeping tabs on the severity of this outbreak and helping to slow the spread. The Latino COVID-19 Task Force continues to host testing sites this week. There's a free testing site every day from now through Saturday. And for all local testing sites, head to kernpublichealth.com. This interactive map shows you where you can find all the testing sites near you. You can also click on each testing location to find more information. Let's have a look at your forecast with Alyssa Carlson now.
A winter storm working through California today, although we're not going to see too much here in Kern County, but up north they have a better chance of snow. There is a winter weather advisory for Yosemite. Meanwhile, here at home, as the front is passing through, watching again for gusty winds and winds gusting up to 50 miles per hour along Highway 14 as well as Highway 58 especially. So a windy go of it through tonight at 9 o'clock. Looking at temperatures into the mid to upper 50s today, and then overnight lows tonight will be into the 40s. Porterville coming in then also into the 50s at 54 degrees. In the mountains, 48 in Tehachapi, 53 in Kernville, same for Wofford Heights, 44 in Bear Valley, 47 in Stallion Springs, and 45 in Pine Mountain Club. Snow levels around 6,000 feet. Best chance up into the Kern River Valley and then into the desert. Temperatures in the lower 60s with blowing dust possible because of those gusty winds. Here's your coastal forecast. 59 in San Francisco, 58 in Monterey, lower 60s from Morro Bay to Pismo at 65, Solvang 68, Oxnard 66, 68 in Long Beach, and then 69 degrees in San Diego. Good air quality at 38. Wood burning is discouraged. A sneak peek of your Christmas forecast, and temperatures in the lower 60s for Christmas Eve day and Christmas Day. So looking pretty dry and nice. Again, 57 and then looking at 56 tomorrow, 58 on Saturday, but lower 60s next week. So we're going to be pretty seasonal overall. And in the mountains, temperatures around 48 degrees today with that 40% chance of rain, 49 on Friday. Mid to upper 50s for the weekend. And then next week looking pretty mild. Lows will be near freezing. In the Kern River Valley, 53 with rain. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 60s for the weekend into next week. Overnight lows into the 30s and close to 40 degrees. I'll be back with your forecast tonight at 5 and a wrap up of the day's weather. Back to you.
All right, thanks for that, Alyssa. Well, today is the last day of our KGET 17 Days of Christmas Toy Drive. The Bakersfield Homeless Center and Boys and Girls Club of Kern County teamed up with us to collect toys for disadvantaged kids who may not be getting much for Christmas this year.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.